I'm going to do my best to get this video on its way. I just had some technical difficulties, so let's get on with this. I'm going to talk about expressions and equations and all the parts of expressions and equations that you need to know. So I went to the movies and I bought a movie ticket. The tickets cost $8 and the snacks cost $2.50 each. So I'm going to write an expression, and the expression is going to look like this: 250s plus 8. And you'll notice there's no equal sign here. And the reason why there's no equal sign here is because I don't know how many snacks I bought, so I don't actually know the cost or how much money I'm actually going to end up spending. Now, if I wrote an equation, I might say, well, the snacks were $2.50 per snack plus $8 for the tickets, and I know that I spent $13. What this does is this equation, because it says equals, that's the big difference between an expression and an equation, is the equal sign, is that I can now figure out how much money did I spend. In the expression, I don't know. So inside an expression are some things, and one of those things is, well, two of them in this case, are our, my pen seems not to want to work. Let's see if I can get it to work. All right, well, our terms. So I have two types of terms. I have a variable term and I have a constant term. My variable term in this case, and although you can't see it because it's being silly, is the 250s. You know that because it has a variable. And I'm actually going to put a sign with it. The constant term is a positive 8. And the reason why it's a positive 8 is because because 8 doesn't change. It's always going to be 8. So that's the variable term and the constant term. So this expression has two terms. Next, we're going to talk about the variable term. So the variable term has two components. It has the variable, which is the unknown value, and we represent this with a letter. And it has a coefficient. And the coefficient is the number in front of the variable. All right, so far, I hope this is making sense. So in this case, in this example, our variable is S, and that's because I don't know how many snacks I bought. And here, this case, the example, the coefficient is 250 because each snack costs $2.50. Now, the last thing I need to explain is this. This is actually kind of important. If we want to evaluate an expression, we need to know what is the value of the variable. So, for example, I could say, well, what if I went to the movies and bought 0 snacks? So if S is 0 equals 0, then I would spend 250 times 0 plus $8, which means I would have spent a total of $8. So when you're evaluating an expression, you're figuring out what is the value when you know what the variable is. Let's say I bought 2 snacks. S equals 2. Then, I would spend 250 times 2 plus 8, which is $13. So when you are evaluating an expression, the key word here is this: evaluate. When you're evaluating an expression, you are finding the value of that expression. If you are solving something, here we could solve an equation, And what we would do is we'd say, well, I spent $8 on the ticket. And so of that $13, I must have spent $5 on snacks. And then if each snack is $2.50, I would divide by 250. And I'd say that snacks equals 2. So I bought 2 snacks. So that's the difference. You solve equations. And you evaluate expressions. You'll notice that the variables are used in different ways here. All right? I hope this helps.